Welcome to CVM News at noon for Friday, August 15, 2025. I'm Amoy Harriet. Thanks for joining us. Popular Hanover political activist and blogger Craig Oates has been charged with assault following an altercation at the Electoral Office of Jamaica's Nomination Day briefing in Hanover on Thursday. Now, Oates, who once sought to represent Hanover Eastern on the People's National Party ticket, later switched allegiance to the Jamaica Labour Party after losing that bid. Now, police say he and EOJ official Kevin Spence were involved in a heated exchange that turned physical, forcing the meeting to end early. Both men are now facing charges. This year's installment of the KEPR MP Phillips Scholarship promises to grant a hefty sum in the form of book vouchers for students. Kevin Black has the details.
The People's National Party, PNP, is reportedly distributing millions of dollars worth of book vouchers to students who have done well in the primary exit profile PEP examinations. Speaking at his annual back-to-school function, opposition spokesman on science and technology, Philip Paulwell, told the Renews team that the administration has many similar initiatives that will be implemented if they regain power.
Today we are dealing with the scholarships, the back-to-school support, and come after the 3rd of September, we will be distributing over $5 million worth of book vouchers.
He says the initiative is a direct response to the high cost of living.
So this year we're going to be spending over $5 million for book vouchers, and those are going to be distributed right after the election.
Paulwell says once his administration takes over, individuals who are the first in their family to attend college will receive special scholarships.
We are committed, once we form the government after the 3rd of September, that all of those students who are the first in their families to be going to a tertiary institution will be going free of cost. They're going to be getting a full scholarship from the government of Jamaica, led by a new government of the People's National Party.
Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
History has again been made with nearly 50% of Jamaicans receiving national honors and awards this year being women, an unprecedented milestone. Now, among the fields represented were finance, literature, diplomacy, media, health, education, and cultural scholarship. It's a milestone that's caught the attention of one agenda specialist who was long advocating for the change.
Nearly half of the over 140 Jamaicans receiving national honors and awards this year are women, a significant feat from what obtained in years past. Among the stalwarts appointed, Dr. Marlene Street Forrest, who will receive the nation's 4th highest honor, the Order of Jamaica. Dr. Street Forrest, Managing Director of the Jamaica Stock Exchange, has been recognized for exceptional service in the field of capital market development. 2 others appointed to the Order of Jamaica are businessman Keith Duncan and local government minister Desmond McKenzie. However, Dr. Street Forrest's success and that of several women honored has not been lost on gender advocate Dr. Nadine Spence.
Well, the first thing is hearing those women is deserving. These are women who've done work and who deserve to be celebrated and who deserve to be put on a pedestal and told, we appreciate what you've done. So deserving. The other thing, and I remember, Nika, 2-3 years ago, when, as I said, serving on the commission, and I recognized that women were not being nominated as much as they should be. I nominated a whole set of women.
Other notable mentions include billionaire entrepreneur and philanthropist Dr. Tricia Bailey, who hails from St. Elizabeth. She'll receive the Order of Distinction in the Commander class, along with Jamaica's Consul General to New York from St. Catherine, Alcyon Roach Wilson, who's recognized for work in education, technology, and healthcare across the diaspora. Also receiving the Order of Distinction Commander class is veteran broadcast journalist with decades of incisive public discourse, Emily Shields. Internationally acclaimed poet and former poet laureate from Trelawney, Olive Sr., as well as the late retired veteran court reporter Barbara Gale, who'll be honored posthumously. Gale was murdered in her home in St. Catherine late last year.
These kinds of realities are important for us to reflect on the lives of people who, they say we give people flowers when they're gone. Like, unfortunately, she's not here to celebrate in this honor, but I think her family will take much joy from it. And I am happy that she gets to be recognized this way.
Meanwhile, as Dr. Spence lauds the change in this year's blend, she reminds anyone can nominate a woman doing well in their view by downloading the forms and submitting them.
None of the people who I nominated, who I thought were also deserving, got shortlisted and have still not received any awards. So there are so many more Jamaican women who should be recognized and who should be honored. And I look forward to other women next year, if I'm around, being also celebrated, and that we continue to recognize all our citizens in a fair, transparent manner, so that everybody will feel as if they're valued and validated by living in this space.
The push for reparations continues to gain momentum, but some academics say that Jamaica must first address issues within its own borders. Professor of Cultural Studies and Director of the Center for Reparation, Dr. Sanja Stanley Nia, says internal repairs are a crucial part of the conversation. She was speaking on Sunrise this morning.
There are still persons in Jamaica, in the Caribbean, who believe that we would have been better under the British. Mm-hmm. There are still persons in Jamaica who do not understand why it is we have a reparation movement, why the Caribbean has a reparation movement, which is sanctioned by governments of the region, CARICOM governments. Now, that means we have a lot of work to do, and when we talk about the CARICOM 10-point plan, which is our guide, it's a development plan. It starts with apology as one of the 10 points, but it deepens into an understanding that repair can happen in multiple ways. So if it is that we are going to engage in repairing the wrongs of the past, certainly from the colonizers, in our context in Jamaica, it's the British, but you have the Dutch, the Spanish, and so on. That repair must happen in a number of ways. And in 2025, my focus, certainly as director of the Center for Reparation Research, was about bringing reparation to the streets. And that means we have to also understand that repair has to be done internally.
With election season in full swing, politics is once again proving to be a family affair. In this CVM News series, Generations in Politics, our newsroom spoke to some children of politicians who are now grown up and charting their own course in politics. From the chambers of parliament or even in the heart of constituencies, some of Jamaica's political figures share more than party affiliation. They share the same blood. Across Jamaica's political landscape, a number of today's officials are following in the footsteps of their parents who once held public office. Patricia Duncan Sutherland is a member of the People's National Party, a path, she says, was influenced by her late father, Dr. D.K. Donald Keith Duncan, who was a long-standing member of the PNP.
I live on the shoulders of my father. It has significantly influenced how I choose to do politics and the party that I choose. I don't choose a party just because he was in the PNP. I choose the party because of what the party believes in.
She recalls being a daughter of a politician came with a different kind of childhood.
Because he's on the road all the time and because politics takes up so much of yourself, he was not as available when I was growing up. And actually, I think I got the best of him as an adult.
For Dr. Patrice Charles King, her childhood was somewhat similar. Her maiden name, Charles, as in Pernell Charles Sr., carries weight in the Jamaica Labour Party.
Individuals don't really understand the childhood that we go through as, children of politicians. In order for you to spend time with Daddy, with my father, we had to be on the ground with him.
After being on the ground with him for years, she ran for Member of Parliament in the Eastern St. Thomas constituency in 2011, but soon realized politics, despite her family background, wasn't her cup of tea.
It's, I think, the reason why I got into politics in 2011. One, my father asked me to. And two, it was because not because I like politics. Can I say that? I don't like politics. I really don't like politics. What I love is change. And so that's one of the things as a daughter of a politician that we were indoctrinated into creating positive change for individuals, for serving the least of us.
Now, unlike Dr. Charles King and Mrs. Duncan Sutherland, Mikhail Phillips's parents were more cautious about him joining politics. His father, Dr. Peter Phillips, is a former leader of the PNP.
When I told my father I was interested, he at first said to me, to reconsider. And I wouldn't say dissuaded me, but was very letting me be cautious and reminding me of some of the highs and lows of representational politics.
He eventually got his father's support, but he insists he's working to carve his own identity beyond the Phillips name.
In 2020, when we had the big defeat in the People's National Party in that election, I was able to retain my seat, not being my father's son, and he was the president of the party then, but because of the work that I've done in my own constituency, because it was important for me, for my constituents to know me as their candidate and not me just being a senior member of the party's son.
Now, they're not the only ones with politics in their DNA. We'll hear from others in part 2. Amoy Harriet, CVM News. With the 2025 general election fast approaching, the Member of Parliament for North Western Manchester is confident that's one constituency the Jamaica Labour Party will not claim. The MP is also taking aim at what he says is the government's election-timed focus on a major roadway in the parish and reminding residents of his party's position on the new school bus system. Our reporter Akeem Orit tells us more.
As the political season heats up, Northwestern Manchester MP Mikhail Phillips is making a bold declaration. His constituency, he says, is firmly in the People's National Party's corner.
We're not troubling nobody. But if Andrew Holness and the other people them think that them going to get Northwest Manchester, well, them have one thing coming.
But his confidence doesn't end there. He's accusing the government of suddenly prioritizing repairs to the Winston Jones Highway, a roadway he says residents have been pleading to have fixed for years.
The amount of people that has died on Winston Jones Highway from the potholes that was there. And as election come, them spending over $100 million out of Winston Jones Highway. Prime Minister, you should be ashamed of yourself.
He also reminded constituents of the PNP's stance on the new school bus system.
The PNP stands on our plan to move 20,000 students on a daily basis on a school bus system better than what the GLP has proposed. We will not back down from that.
With the election countdown underway, both major parties are expected to intensify campaigning in the coming weeks. Mikhail Phillips was speaking at a PNP tour meeting in northwestern Manchester recently. Akeem Oret, CVM News.
It's time for a break, but stay with us. More news when we return.
Attention registered voters! Remember to collect your renewed voter ID card before the upcoming general election. If you registered to vote in 2016 or after and did not get your new ID card, it may have been automatically renewed. Simply visit your EOJ constituency office to collect your voter ID card. Contact the Electoral Office of Jamaica at 888-991-VOTE or 922-0425-9 for more information.
The time by Subaru is 12:15.
My name is Dahoni Adlam. I am 35 years of age.
I'm Ruby Smith. I'm 83 years of age. The house, what I already been into, it wasn't wholesome.
My house got burned down. It was terrible. I lost everything in the fire. Ready?
I sleep so happy.
I'm happy that I have somewhere again. The new social housing program, I am happy because it gives me a second chance and others as well.
The government, through the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, is building hope, one home at a time.
You know what's sweet? The new pack sweet living promotion. Win great prizes. Living room set, or bedroom set, or kitchen appliance set. Plus 2 consolation prizes of AC units. Send in 5 new pack labels or receipts. Labels must belong to at least the new pack canned beans or peas, new pack ketchup, and new pack oil categories. Fill out the tagline, new pack, more than just value. Place your entry in one of the drop boxes at participating outlets. Enter by mail or online at newpackjamaica.com. Time to live sweet. Enter the new pack sweet living promotion. July 13th to September 6th. See the press for more details. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Welcome back to CVM News at noon. We continue the news. At a political meeting held in St. Mary on Wednesday, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness highlighted his government's record, saying it's the first in Jamaica's history to fully document its achievement on paper. Speaking at the JLP's St. Mary Central Conference, Dr. Holness argued that even the opposition People's National Party cannot dispute the administration's accomplishments and urged voters to compare his government's record with any previous administration. Zog Grant tells us more.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness did not shy away from taking aim at the opposition, telling party supporters that even the most committed PNP supporter must acknowledge his government's work.
I ask all of you to hold up the achievement books because you have it here. You look all around, people have the achievement book. It is a documented fact that the PNP can try to contest. It is the first time in the history of Jamaica that a government can document all the things that it has done.
Speaking at a party meeting in St. Mary Central, Holness pointed to the Spark program as evidence of that action, describing it as the single largest road investment by any government in Jamaica's history, with 660 roads scheduled for repairs across the island.
We have put in place the Spark program. The Spark program is the largest expenditure by any government on roads. 660 roads will be repaired all across Jamaica in this first installment of the Spark program. Already, work on the Spark program has begun in this parish, and it's not patching a road, it is a total rehabilitation.
The Prime Minister said infrastructure is only one part of the plan. Job creation will be the next major focus, with developments planned in urban centres across all parishes. He emphasized these are not just call centre jobs, but real employment in areas such as logistics, technology and other high-value industries.
We are looking for all the urban centres in all the parishes to make the developments here. What that will mean? It will mean more jobs for all the young people you gathered here. And not just call centre jobs, but real jobs in logistics, in technology and artificial intelligence.
Holness told supporters delivering on promises requires actions Jamaicans can see and touch, not just words. He reminded the crowd that while no government is perfect, when voters compare the JLP's record with the PNP's or any previous administration, they will conclude his government is the best choice for Jamaica's future. Zogrand reporting for CVM News.
Now, on an editorial note, in our previous story earlier in this newscast, in which we shared that popular Hanover political activist and blogger Craig Oates has been charged with assault following an altercation